what happened in the last video.
As I fell down onto the ground, probably into the pile of books. Or onto her, that's the thing.
And here is more MrDudeManSir.
Probably wasn't the best idea to sleep during the day after all. No. Well, I have to go. Bye. In a couple of minutes I was standing at the square. The loudspeakers and some DJ equipment were installed near the monument. The trees were decorated with some light things. One typical countryside disco. A lot of pioneers around, but no familiar faces, so I just sat on the bench and waited. I don't have to dance after all. Maybe I'll just be able to sit and chat with someone. Hey, sad face. Oh, you're actually wearing a dress. Oh, Yana. Here to suggest something? You know, I just realized that there's probably going to be some perverted dress wearings in this dance thing from Slavia and possibly Lena and maybe some other people. Here to suggest something, question marks? Come on, let's dance. It's way too early. It's like 9 o'clock. There's not even any music. Blah, you're so boring. Yeah, I'm not even the merriest person for such an event. She ran away. So Yana did wear something like an evening dress. Pretty funny. Oh, hey! Hey, Slavia? Hey. She sat down by my side. How's the evening? Great. Fine, actually. Why are you so sad? I'm not, I say sadly. Okay, dancing will surely cheer you up. Maybe. Don't forget to leave one dance for ooh. If I can. But you know, Lena's my top #1 pick. So yeah. She laughed and ran to the music equipment. The situation was getting serious. I wouldn't be able to sit through the whole disco. Oh, hey! Hey! Lena came closer. Hey, you're here! It's a wonder! Yeah! Okay. Gonna light the party up on fire? The joke turned out sour. That's... Lena blushed and looked down. Well, maybe it's not the best idea setting everything on fire. Okay, then I shall. Okay, great. Bye. Well, that was fun. It looked like the whole camp was at the square. Pioneers formed large groups, talked, joked around, and laughed. And the D-Day panel, Yana argued loudly with Olga Dmitrievna about the playlist for this evening. And here it is! Music starts playing in my ears. The music started to play. I didn't know the band or the song, but I really felt like a tag is Soviet pop classics if you ask me. Pioneers just stood there for some time as if not hearing the music. It's always hard to make the first step, especially if you're pretty sure that you're the only one who would make it. But Yana seemed not to know the simple truth. She reached the entire center square with a few leaps and cried out loud, "What are you standing for?" and started to wiggle ridiculously. To wiggle is the exact word. You couldn't find a better one. It looked so silly and funny that I just couldn't resist laughing. She noticed it. Hey, Semyon. I was pretending I couldn't hear her. Stop pretending, come on here. I kept ignoring her. Pioneers slowly realized that they are not too sexy for this party and started to dance. It looked really silly from my point of view. Shaking one's arms and legs to the beat of a long-forgotten hit. Come on, get real. Of course, I couldn't dance whatsoever, but this thing couldn't be called a dance either. Hey Semyon, what are you sitting there for? Don't you want to dance? I was so deep in thoughts that I haven't even noticed Slavia. Not really. Are you sure? She smiled. Maybe later. Dang, what am I even doing here? One more invitation to dance would probably ruin my pride. I started to think about an appropriate excuse to leave and was looking for the moment to do so, but then I saw Lena. She was slowly heading my way. Maybe we should go. Where to? I was so immersed in my thoughts that I didn't really get what she meant. To the info, yeah, the boxes. But if you want to stay here and dance. I thought she was going to dance. Lena stood aside the whole evening. No, you didn't even give me a choice. You don't know what I'll choose. Let's go. Well, anyways, it's fine. Let's go do this. At least I won't have to stand here like a shy nerd. Seriously, trying to conceal myself in the corner was very pleasant. Bull in the china shop should be more agile than me on the dance floor. I didn't have the slightest intention to dance in the first place. Well, let's go to the infirmary. As we head to the canteen for some reason, Lena took me out of my thoughts. We'd just been standing near the canteen for some time. Yeah, sure. Thank you. What for? She looked at me in surprise. Well, for taking me out here. I shouldn't have told her that dancing is not my thing. It's, you know, so boring there. You don't like dancing, seems to me. There were not a trance of sarcasm on a truthful, even childlike face. Seems like she really doesn't understand. Well, actually, that was a typo back there, but I understood it. Yes, don't like that at all. I'm not into it. Me too. No one ever invites me to do. Oh dear. Well, if we go back to dance, I know what to do. Then I blushed and stared at the ground as usual. Strange. I am such an oblivious person. Well, that's no one ever invites you. You think so? Again, she looked at me with the expression of surprise and lack of understanding. I got confused and couldn't find right away what to say in return. Yeah, certainly. If I like dancing, I would have invited you for sure. Thanks. We didn't say a word for the rest of the way. Lena, obviously, felt too confused about my awkward compliment and just didn't know what topic to choose for the conversation. It was completely dark by that time, and the gloomy building of the infirmary, covered in the night mist, strongly looked like a haunted house. I felt a strong desire to turn around and walk away without making much noise. I threw a quick glance at Lena and noticed that she was looking ordinary, shy, modest, uncertain, but not in a way scared. It just made me even more uncomfortable. It can't be that she is not scared while Suddenly an owl hooted nearby and I shivered. Lena seemed not to hear it or not to pay attention. She was not even scared at all. I could hardly believe the third option, but I didn't want to ask her about it, revealing my fear. I entered the infirmary and found the switch in the dark. Will the nurse come on later? Oh, she won't come. Okay, she won't come. Understood. Wait a second. How is it she won't come? I see. It is not that I'm afraid to be alone with Lena. Indoors, at night. With no one around. Only in movies something happens under such circumstances, or in visual novels. It's just that I'm with Lena, and not with Olyana or Slavia. And it seriously changed my attitude towards things happening. Well, there are the yes! I remember the boxes. She pointed at the messy stack of boxes. There were a dozen of them. It would take much more than 10 minutes of work. I put one of the boxes on the table before me and started taking out its contents. There were bandages, lots of little packages of bandages, all kinds of bandages. Here, take this. Now give me a piece of paper. There were some fields, and I quickly realized I should put the name on the left, article in the middle, if there is one, and quantity in the right field. Not the database, but it will do. The work started in full swing. Hey, Semyon. What? I looked at Lena. She stared at me for a couple of moments, seemingly making up her mind to do or say something, but then lowered her gaze again. No, never mind. It was physically hard for me to sit around without saying a word. However, I couldn't dare to speak first, not only because I can't think of a good topic for conversation, but that I was just feeling shy. This girl could easily be embarrassed by anything. Hey, Semyon. Yeah? You're counting them all over again. I indeed started to take out and put into the database the bandages I had already counted. Oh, sorry. She did not answer. Hey, where are you from? I mean, where did you come from? Meaning, where are you born? Meaning, where do you live? Well, there is a town not far from here. Not far from here. Where's that? There? Just there? Looks like she doesn't want to talk about it. Does Lena hide something too? It is explainable in the case of Olga Dmitrievna, but in Lena's case, it is absolutely not like her. Is it a secret? No. It's just... So is it somewhere in the south too? I should have thought of something more original. Every single one of my sudden ideas turned out the wrong way, and this attempt to play spy worked out even worse. And I thought about the South just because the only pioneer camp of Soviet Union remembered was Artek. Yeah, Lena hesitated to reply. I couldn't quite get if she was lying or not. Do you like it here? Wondering which part of it made her think or say so. Absolutely not. I like it here. Wait, what? I was wondering which part of what made her say so. She said, do you like it here? I was like, absolutely not. I don't like it here, but I like it here. Of course I like it here. Fall's friendliness sounded very insincere, grating on the ears. What about you? I like it. It's so calm here, and there's a lot of books in the library, and people are nice. Nice, but not all of them. Yana being one of those people. Why? Did I really say that last bit out loud? Turns out I did. Well, you know. Yana, for example. She's like an Energizer battery with a completely unbalanced point of power application. Battery? What? Maybe I was really sent back in time. And then never mind. Alright, Lissa. The saying, pioneer is the kid's role model, is certainly not about her. If everyone will start following her example, it will be a complete disaster for the country 20 years or so. However, thinking about it now, you can make a conclusion that everybody followed the example of Alyssa. That thing. Devachevskaya? Gosh darn cars! Whoa! But in the 80s where people I am right now. She is not like that, actually. Not like that? How is that? Not like what you speak of her. To begin with, I haven't said anything. Just stated the fact that she is not the best example to follow. Well, maybe. Sounds like you know her well enough. Probably. I asked that question only to keep the conversation going. I didn't expect an answer like that. Alyssa and Lena were so different. The idea that they can be close was unbelievable for me. We came from the same town. As she said, as she had foreseen my question. We have had common friends, even through Alyssa and 1 year older. Okay, it's a little bit strange. Oh, not that, I'm just a little bit surprised. Everyone gets surprised. Lena smiled a bit. I took the second box. Analglyum activated charcoal, saline solution, potassium permanganate, fulticin, and diagylium. Whew. Lena always spoke with simple sentences. How can I communicate with her if every one of our conversations turned out to be a monologue or just an awkward silence? I wasn't quite satisfied with such a state of things. Sometimes it looks like she hides something behind the mask of shyness. But what? You know, I read a book not that long ago. Do you like science fiction? Not much. Dang, another fail. Well, if you don't like it, then what books do you like? And different kinds. There's different kinds. Good. The conversation wasn't going smoothly and I had to turn in for the better. Who knows why, but I thought about the disco again. Feelings of uneasiness, discomfort, and even shame overwhelmed me once more. Are you gonna dance here? That would be great. Looks like I'm not that different from Lena when it comes to such things. I'm afraid and shy of things I don't understand or can't do. I should probably overcome my own fears before all else. And this will help me to understand her better. I made up my mind. There are only a couple boxes left. Yeah. Hey, I've got an idea. How about we go to the canteen afterwards? I think the tape recorder was bought back there. What was it doing in the canteen? I hesitated. What for? Her sincere look made it clear that she hasn't had the slightest idea of what I was going to offer. Well, frankly speaking, I just don't know how to dance. That's why I don't like it. This is the reason I was so confused back there. He's gonna do it! Maybe I could take you by dancing with you. But She stopped sorting out the medicine for a moment, blushed, and looked right in my eyes. I got a bit stubborn. It really was a stupid idea. It's okay if you don't want to. I don't insist. What if someone sees us? I certainly didn't think about it. It's not a big deal, but everybody's asleep already. And no one is going to the canteen at night. How will we get in there? I should have thought about it beforehand. Well, I did have Slavia's keys. I still have those things, man. Oh dear. Oh crap, my headphones. I cannot believe I haven't given those back, but that's fine. I'm going to use them to get a lady. But didn't want to mention it. Someone could get a wrong idea about me stealing them. That moment I regretted that I still didn't get my cell phone from the leader's cabin. Anyway, I had to say something to get away from this awkward topic. What kind of music do you like? Is it the different kinds? I'm not really into it. Then let's imagine that it's playing now. I mean that we're hearing it playing. How's that? Like it plays in your head. I still remember the melody pioneers were dancing to. Music and words were really clear in my memory. I'm not sure I can do it. Oh, you can just try. Probably. I've got her consent. In Lena's case, even that probably can be considered yes. We silently sorted medical supplies the rest of the time, writing down his names and quantity. I should pay more attention to every word I say after such luck. I kept silence most of the time though. Soon we finished the last box. I gave Lena filled up a list and started to stare at her, like I saw a Bigfoot riding a motorcycle while juggling piglets. That would be a sight to see. It was amazing, frightening, and above all, mesmerizing. She suddenly broke out laughing. Oh, that's great! That face. What? That look of yours. What about it? It's just funny. Oh, really? Yeah, so where are we going to go? Where? Her last few words unsettled me. I completely forgot what we were talking about. Frankly speaking, I've completely left this word for a moment. Well, you know, dancing. Lena blushed right away as her face got a completely strange expression of shyness and uneasiness and fear. Ah yes, sorry. Or we're just lost in thought. Let's go to the pier. I don't know why I've chosen that place. Maybe because you could run into a pioneer at the square, in the resident area or near the canteen, but not at the pier. That's what I thought at least. And maybe because of the large, bright moon reflecting on the water in the night. And it's a full moon today. I don't know how, but this decision just offered itself. If you don't like it, then we can... No, that is a really nice place. Great. Lena locked the door and we made our way to the pier. Night fell and sleeping camp. Should we follow the alley? Why, it'll be faster through the forest. There is a nice path there. It's dark there. Are you afraid? Not really. If you want to... Okay. But can I... Oh. That's also a weird little boob mechanic thing there. Her boobs is... I don't understand. Without finishing, she grabbed onto my arm. Is it okay with you? Now it's my time to blush. I still... That boob. That... Man. It's so weird. Okay, of course. We walked through the forest. It was hardly a forest, though. More like a small groove between a camp and the pier. About 100 meters long. I would never think that there is something to be afraid of, or even my own. But it seemed like Lena's fear was contagious. The branches swayed over us. I shuddered and Lena clinged to my arm even stronger. Don't be afraid, it must be a squirrel. Yeah. We reached the pier. The night was really beautiful. I walked closer to the river and called Lena. Look! The pier and the boathouse and the moon were reflecting in the water. It looked like another world with the surface of the water being the door to the wonderland. You can just jump and find yourself on the other side. May I invite you for a dance? I stretched my hand to her and bowed clumsily. Lena hesitated. I must have overdid it with the mannerism. There's nothing to fear. I'm not that good at it too. Why too? She never said she can't dance. That was just obvious. Okay. Oh. Lena gave me her hand. I let it a bit aside and gently put my arms around her waist. Your arms aren't around your waist, your hands are on her hands. We just stood like that for a few moments. And what next? Oh, I don't know. Do you remember that song? Hardly. But I remember. Great, let's waltz as in the movies. How's that? Instead of answering her carefully, I started to move in a circle with Lena. See, not that hard at all. Yeah. We waltzed for a few moments. Moments or minutes. Whatever you can call that. I felt her warm, though we were not that close to each other. Her chest heaved heavily and her face started to blush more and more. Lena didn't look at me, averting her eyes from one side to the other. I suddenly realized that I have never felt anything like this before. It was tenderness overtaking reality, as if I found myself in another, better world. I realized that I don't want to let this girl go, and I wouldn't give up anything just to go on waltzing with her forever. I clasped Lena stronger, and only then she looked straight at me. There was surprise and confusion in her gaze, but no fear whatsoever. She wasn't afraid of me and didn't push me away. And you said you can't dance. I really can't. I was confused. I didn't expect that reaction of her. Where was her confusion, silence, and fear? Has it disappeared? You too. Dance pretty good. I know. A playful smile crossed her face. Or it just seemed to me. Oh, I swear I saw it. How was that possible? The image of a shy and modest Lena wasn't going together with this moment at all. What should I say? What should I do next? I could only keep on waltzing with her in this dance, which was getting strange with every passing minute. Semyon, Semyon, where are you? The voice came from the edge of the forest. Dang, worst timing ever. Semyon, it was Olga Dmitrievna. She must have been worrying because I had to go back a long time ago. I could have guessed that the tireless camp leader would start searching for a lost pioneer. I should have warned her beforehand. There's no point in thinking about it now. Lena looked at me questioningly. Being seen together will not be the best thing to happen. Why? Let's go and tell her everything is alright. No, let's hide and return to the camp later. That's good. Her idea was strange. Everything was going so well. At least something was starting to work out. It seemed like it did. But what was that something? Okay then. I decided not to argue. It wasn't appropriate in such a situation. Olga Dmitrievna shouted out for a while and left. Let's go. Yeah. Lena didn't grab onto my arm on the way back. I was a little bit frustrated, but wasn't too certain to make the first step. We kept silence again. It was not typical of Lena to start a conversation, and I just didn't know what to say after everything that happened at the pier. She kept looking at the ground all the way back, keeping her usual expression. What a bizarre change. Or to be more precise, bizarre that the smile on the pier and Lena's words. She stopped at the square. Well, I've got to go. Okay. Thank you for the day. Yeah. Lena turned around and headed to her cabin, and I kept standing where I was. Where the heck was that? That dance, the sudden change in mood, and everything was back to usual? It looked like I was embracing another Lena that short moment. That's right, she wasn't herself. She seemed completely a different person. Maybe I don't know her well enough. I had a feeling before that Lena hides something under that mask of shyness. It takes much longer than 2 days to understand someone. Dang, what should I do? Maybe I was just seeing things. I walked to the leader's cabin. The whole camp was sleeping, so there was no one to see me. So what? What's wrong with the pioneers taking a walk at night? When I was almost at the door, I heard a noise behind me. The branches of a bush near the trees rustled as if someone moved there. There shouldn't be any wild animals around here. Someone must have watched me. That very moment I rushed in the direction of the noise, forced myself through the bushes and looked around. It was too dark and I didn't even see anything or anyone. There was no point in keep going. Even if someone was watching me, he must have seen me been gone already. I went back to the cabin. The light was on. Looks like she was still awake. Oh. Hey. Semyon, where have you been? What do you mean, where? Me and Lena have been sorting medical supplies in the infirmary. I told you that before and I would do it in the evening. Really? When was that? It took you long enough. I was in the infirmary about a half hour ago. And it was all closed and the lights were off. Well, we decided to have a little walk. I fret myself while he was having a walk. Well, sorry. I'll let you know beforehand next time. By the way, you have some gigantonormous jugs. Please do. Go to bed, it's late. I can't help agreeing with her. It was by any means a hard day. I was too tired to think about the evenings, and I doubt I'll get any decent thoughts. The main thing is that there is not a single idea how to react to all that. To Lena, to the camp, to this whole world. I practically haven't spent a minute looking over the answers. Moreover, I've been avoiding it as possible. Discovery scared me. And Lena, the time I spent with her was much more important than all the other attempts to return to the real world. I could worry myself about it for a long time, trying to understand what I do wrong and what I didn't do at all, but exhaustion overcame me.